Okay, welcome everybody to Arsenal Fan Circle. It is the Sunday show. Pull up a chair. You are all welcome here. And was just talking to Stan's going to join us. Gary's going to join us a little bit later. Tony may join us. Alonso may join us. But Sam is here right now, right here. Martinez's great head. Great big noggin.
Yeah.
Right, Sam?
It's a great one.
I like that. I like that moniker. Yeah, so Sam, the first thing I said to myself over and over, we got out of jail. We got out of jail. And I think it might be the 93rd minute when Emi Martinez scored his first goal for Arsenal.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got out of jail. We got out of jail. We got out of jail. We were very lucky. We were lucky, but also we had to force the issue. We tried to force the issue, but we needed a huge slice of luck. So this is not going to convince anyone, Sam. If you're a negative Arsenal fan and you feel like the ceiling is going to come down on top of you, then you're going to have ammunition, right? You're going to have some pellets to throw at Arsenal. If you're optimistic or positive, you really can't say we deserve to win that game either, Sam. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. You're dead right. It's a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation, isn't it? You know, there he is. Gary's in here already.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Eager Beaver.
There you go.
And you know, I was just saying, it's a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation, isn't it? You know, where we see the terrible monster all the time, and then at the same time we have the great play and everything's slick and we score goals. So we're making too many personal errors. We're making too many, judgment errors in defense. Again, I'm starting to worry with Arteta in terms of how much defensive emphasis there is in training and stuff. I think we're a bit like back in the days of Wenger, where, you know, people would say Wenger just doesn't give a shit about defensive training at all. It's just about midfield and scoring goals and, you know, trying to do your best. I'm starting to wonder if that's a bit of what Arteta's doing as well, because we make so many mistakes in defense. We're so good attacking, right? Our play from the back out when we have the ball, you know, all the way through midfield and into attack. I know we struggle a bit in the final third and we should be scoring goals, and, you know, a lot of that's related to who's playing and stuff. But, you know, our play when we have the ball is so good, but then when we don't have the ball, yes, we press, but when it gets into our defensive third, it's just we're making so many mistakes there, and it's like we really need to focus on that area, but it doesn't look like we do.
Yeah, let's get through a few comments, and I'll play Gary's video, and then we'll get into more comments. And I want to know what I was saying in the 93rd minute, like I just said. We got out of jail. We got out of jail. We got out of jail. I want to know what your thoughts were when Jorginho scored that goal, or maybe Jorginho assisted the Emi Martinez goal. BX Gunner said, good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Welcome. Got about an hour left to work, so hopefully I can tune in. Please be sure to smash the likes. Yeah, smash the likes. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. Big up, panel. I was so furious with that first half, I broke the TV remote. So yeah, we're gonna get into the Aston Villa game. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to. Sam has actually concocted a Kahoot quiz, so we'll be doing that as well. Hopefully, I can play that, see where I come on the podium. What a win, says Steven. Still leaking weak goals. Yeah, we're going to talk about the first half and the second half, because I feel like they were night and day a little bit. And but the one constant in our season is Bukayo Saka, our star boy, who is just carrying this team at times. I've been at war with my own fan base this week. This week has been crazy. Okay, so without further ado, we'll play the video, and we'll be right back. All right, Gary, you get to have your say. Momentum back in our corner, roller coaster ride back on track. What do you think?
Yeah. So, well, as I said going into this game, all I really wanted was 3 points. I don't care how we got it. 1-0. In this case, basically 3-4-0, depending on 3 or 4-2, depending on how you look at it. But I just we need to stop the rot of like not getting wins, and we did that. So I'll take it. Did we escape by it? I mean, yes. I don't think the team came out looking to win this game until very, very late did they seem to have any sense of urgency.
Mhm.
You know, as you said, the defensive lapses are really disappointing. I feel like those are just part of this whole thing I have where we don't rotate our players, so they basically just go through the motions and they don't get energized to be on the pitch anymore because they know they're going to play tomorrow, right? They know they're going to play, so there's none of that attention to detail because Zinchenko losing the ball where he did, and then the defense basically not trying to just stop the goal at all costs, right?
Mhm.
We've seen Saliba multiple times in that scenario just outrun the attacker, and just take the ball away from them. He looked like he didn't want to get anywhere near him until it was too late, right? I think if you look at it, I think Gabriel at one point could have maybe could have gotten to the way of that ball as it comes across, but he hesitates right in the penalty spot, and the ball goes by him. So I think, like, at some point we need to have like that. Like I said, that sense of urgency. Basically, no, you're not getting what you want. I don't care
Mhm.
how bad we played. Somebody's going to have to make that play. I say it all the time. Somebody has to make that play. We needed somebody in that first goal to make a play, be it whoever's running back, Saliba. I don't think Ramsdale at that point has a choice. He has to protect the near post. So
Yeah.
I think you kind of you left him out to dry there. You needed somebody else to come help him. The second goal, we didn't play any defense. Those were just cones. Those were cones on the field chasing after the Villa shirts, basically the entire time we were behind the ball,
Yeah.
and looked like we didn't know what we were doing there. So those are lapses, but I think those are mental. This is the mental part of the game where you need to be able to be switched on at all times. We weren't doing that.
Yep.
Doing that at all.
Yep.
And that attention to detail is also why we probably not are even scoring. Right? I mean, that ball that comes to Saka, that wasn't our doing. Right? That was the defender clearing the ball back into the middle of the goal. Right? The Zinchenko goal,
Oh yeah.
that's from distance, and you would think usually somebody's going to get that, but not in that case. So we have been good about building our own opportunities, but not so much, right? Because I don't think we consider the Zinchenko or the Saka goals just part of the way we play our offense. So I kind of feel like, like I said, I just wanted 3 points. I wanted to win. We got the win. Hopefully now we can build on that and get back to playing some better football, because I think it wasn't good. We'll take the 3 points, right? But it isn't sustainable, right? That kind of I always talk about performance over result, and you're not going to win every time. We got lucky, right? You guys said we escaped with the 3 points. You can't play the way we did and expect to get wins, right? But if you play better football, you might be able to compete like we did against City in that first half, right? And this one we played for 90 minutes, so. We didn't just it didn't seem like in that second half we gave up. We definitely continued to play. So that's my thought. I know it was long-winded, but that's my
listen. There's a lot to break down in this game as well. As Stephen, I'm going to go to Stan next. And as Stephen said, it wasn't a great performance, but it proved the left side problems were not down to Martinelli, but down to a lack of support. Trossard yelling at Xhaka for help proved that. So, hey, Stan, what do we make of this game? You know what I mean? There's a little bit of everything for somebody, for anyone in here you can make out of this game, I think. You're on mute, or we can't
hear you. Yeah.
So maybe just go
have to leave and come back in. Leave StreamYard and come back in usually is the answer. Oh, I don't know. That is not a view.
That's not the way you come back in.
That's not a view we wanted to see. It's not that kind of show, Stan.
How's that?
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. Fire away.
You kind of almost gave us a show. I didn't want to see that show. No. My eyes.
The next 90 minutes brought to you by Stan the Man.
I really enjoyed the game. I didn't get to see it live. One at 4:30. I just wasn't getting up at that time, so I had to wait for a little bit longer to sort of like piece the games together by highlights. But I really enjoyed it. I agree with Gary. We've not been able to keep any clean sheets for a while now, which is concerning.
Yes.
This is the sort of game that a team of young players should be able to learn a lot from in their education and what it takes to win a title, because they never gave up. Yes, there were some passages of play and we went behind twice, but it's the sign of a team that in the championship that's able to go behind and continuously able to dig themselves out of trouble and get the 3 points. I mean, a year from now, if you look back in the history books at this season, it will just say that we won 4-2.
Yep.
It won't go into a lot of the details. And as Gary was a little bit concerned with the back end of the team, I'm also concerned about the other end, the top end of the team, where there seem to be a lot of chances that still go begging for me.
Yep.
And it's like I'm worried about saying anything about Eddie Nketiah. There's so many people these days that if you say anything about a player, if you critique any shortcomings that a player have, then you've got an agenda. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about any of that, because then there's no point in having a podcast if we're all just going to come on here every Sunday and just go that everything is fantastic.
Don't you dare say anything about my 14, okay?
All the flowers. The flowers all smell good in the garden.
Everything smells rosy, but I am quite concerned that now that Eddie seems to be going back to the type that he had before he was given the opportunity to come into the team to cover for Jesus. And, he did hit the ground running, but it does seem to me that there seems to be a lack of consistency in his game. And I know that, I've listened to podcasts where they've worked out his wages and his salary, and it comes to a figure of £26 million. And they're like, well, where else would you get a striker, which you pay premium for £26 million? But I'm of the opinion that sometimes you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And, and at the end of the day, I think Arsenal should be having a caliber of a backup striker that's probably valued a little bit higher than that. That's my argument to that.
Right.
Yeah, cheap is nice, but cheap is also a little bit cheerful as well. I want something that's going to be cutting edge and a little bit more prolific. But let's not talk about Eddie right now. I suppose we're going to talk about individuals, as we move on with the show. But at the end of the day, I'm really pleased with that performance, because we'd come off the back of a really bad run. And if you remember on the last show, that I said that I'm not concerned, but I will be concerned if we're not able to fix things for that fixture. If that's going to be another loss, then I would have been concerned. So I'm really pleased that they managed to dig their way out of it.
Yeah, listen, even a draw would have been, not good enough in terms of winning the league, and notwithstanding City only drawing once themselves at Forest. Sam, I'm going to get through a couple of comments here, but Arsene Wenger famously said confidence can go quickly, and it can take a little while for confidence to come back. If the team had been knocked on Wednesday, it doesn't seem like they were knocked too much in terms of they probably thought they played really well and just got their pants taken down a couple of times against City. But, confidence flowed back in the second half. But Gary's makes some good points also. We didn't score any classic Arsenal goals yesterday. We relied on the brilliance of Bukayo Saka. The second goal was a Zinchenko long-range shot. Give me a little bit of Man City vibes. I'm not going to lie, where they won the league last season against Aston Villa themselves, being 2-0 down. And then a Jorginho shot that, we had to rely on physics, geometry, the weight of Emi Martinez dropping to the ground, and that big noggin heading the ball into the net. So we rode our luck a little bit, right, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a bit of luck sometimes to win these games. I think you create your own luck. That's you got to you keep doing the right things, and you keep attacking, and you keep getting into good positions and creating things, and things are eventually going to go your way, I think. But we're struggling at the moment in terms of how much we're actually getting out of the chances we create. because of various players not really giving us that finishing touch that they should be. But the game's going to be up and down, aren't they? At the moment, because unfortunately we're lacking a bit at the back. Our concentration and stability at the back is not the greatest at the moment. So we're going to be a bit, hearts in mouths when we see teams attacking us. And then when we have the ball and we attack, we're going to create some things, and hopefully we're going to score some goals. It's going to be a bit like Kevin Keegan back in the mid-90s, just want to just go out there and, win games 4-3 and, 3-2 and that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is to win the game. The 3 points is the most important thing. If you win ugly, you win ugly. You make mistakes, you make mistakes. But at the end of the day, 3 points, and we got ahead of City again, who unfortunately for them, great for us, shit on the bed again and drew against Forest. So, It is what it is.
I was just thinking back to our last win against United, and we won that one late as well. So I don't know if those are good omens or bad omens at all.
I think it's good for us mentally, because I think we've learned this season that we can dig in and win games. We can come back.
Yeah.
From two goals. From 2 times basically. We can come back twice and win a game. We can come back against Manchester United and win a game. I think mentally this season we've taken huge steps in the right direction and show now that we can actually come back and win games and do that despite making some mistakes, which I think the team has really learned from, and they take that on board now. Because before there was, like I said, if this had been 2 seasons ago, we would be mid-table again. There'll be no way we would be doing what we've been doing in these games.
Yeah.
But now we're actually we've taken those steps. We've improved as a team as well. And when you combine that mentality, that edge, with the way we've been playing, our improved gameplay and everything, that's why we're where we are. We just need to get rid of those silly, stupid mistakes and get some more clean sheets again. If we can, that's going to put us in a much better position for the title.
Yeah, definitely. Hendon Gunners in the house. All credit to the team against Villa, considering Arsenal only played a tough game against City on Wednesday night. I was not surprised to see players were tired and made mistakes. Lucky Villa were awful. And this has been this Villa team. They get into a lead and not able to sustain it. I think Saliba has become Eddie Nketiah has 0 shots on target in the last 5 games. Listen, the calls will be back. It should be easy choice for Arteta to bring Gabriel Jesus back when he's fit. We woke up in the second half, said Don won, definitely. We forced the issue. Didn't seem like we were going to get that winning goal, though. I think that Saliba has become yellow card shy. He's not going after them like before, but backing off. I could see what he was trying to do by forcing the ball carrier outside, which he did. Some part of me expects Ramsdale to come up with a big stop here and there, but maybe I'm being a bit overcritical because he did come up with a big stop before we actually scored the winning goal. Mr. Tom, hello Arsenal fans. Hello Arsenal fan, Mr. Tom. Alonso, I'm going to get to you now in a second. The defense is shaky without Enforcer Partey. They look nervous. Yeah. But, Jorginho, yet again, being one of our better players on the day. Sorry, Ramsdale was not great on the shot. Yeah. Ramsdale's got to expect that's where that shot's going to go 9 times out of 10.
Then he goes near post, and what do you say? Because the near post is the easiest shot. Right?
But strikers will mostly shoot across the goalkeeper into the other corner.
How many goals has Ramsdale given up on the near post? We've seen it multiple times.
Is this combined in England on Arsenal?
We've seen it. Yeah, we've seen it both. We've seen it in both shirts. He's done it.
I don't remember many for Arsenal. One, I think, against Leicester City.
Yeah.
Why is it Arteta always makes the same substitutions? He has the same substitutions exactly. Because he's got replacements in the substitutions he's making. Trossard, the left wing, the 2 fullbacks, maybe left midfield. these are the positions that we have right now that he trusts. It does come down to a trust as well. Some great goals in that game, says Don Juan. Okay, Alonso, I've kept you waiting long enough. What are your thoughts on the game, Alonso?
Yeah, I think that we have issues defensively. I think the first goal was caused by, getting bullied. I thought Cash, he outbullied Zinchenko during the ball in the first half. The first goal was scored by a defensive player not being defensive or protecting the ball. That's the issue. And then the second goal was just, I think, lack of communication, man-on-man coverage, or at least defending. But we fought back, and that's what matters. I think. I think we left it too late, but a win's a win, and it was hilarious seeing Jorginho shot hit Martinez in the head. That was pretty hilarious to me, because it's kind of ironic, right? All this dude does is do these comeback things, and then he ultimately pays the price for them. And it comes back at you, right? I mean, if you don't act classy enough, then it comes back and bites your ass. And he's a good goalkeeper, but he makes some mistakes, and it costs them. And it's like bittersweet revenge, right? And it's pretty cool. We fought back, and the last goal was pretty funny. Pretty funny, right? I mean, he came out for a goal, thinking he's going to score.
Corner, yeah.
And that's a net open. But, I like the substitutions. I thought Martinelli did a great job. He had an assist and a goal. And it's pretty cool how he didn't start, and he needed a rest and to regroup himself. But in the end of the day, he worked hard and got the assist and the goal. And Vieira's pass to him in the final third was pretty cool too. Seeing his reaction and seeing him being a part of something is pretty cool too. So, I think we do it late sometimes, what they do, and maybe sometimes it didn't work against them in the past, but this time it does, and it shows that you shouldn't give up like you used to, or they used to, and nowadays it's going for us. So, it's a good thing.
Yeah, as Craig said, conceding 7 goals in 4 games, the clean sheets have to start coming back to this team. Don Juan said Eddie is doing well, but is starting to look out of his depth. Quite a few presentable chances. Stan, we can talk about Eddie. It's okay. Quite a few presentable chances for Eddie on the day. Just either didn't go for him or lack of finishing.
It just seems for me that I've kind of seen this before. I've been critical of Eddie in the past, but I'm the sort of person that, my opinions can change. Nothing is set in stone. And, he went through a rich vein of form. And I thought to myself, okay, well, this is interesting. He's making a valid contribution now to the team and our efforts. But that seems to have like drained away again. And we don't have any alternative, and it could be a case of that he knows that. I've said this before, if you've got nobody to take your place, if you've got no competition, and you find yourself in the middle of a game and you're having a bit of a mare, it's quite easy to convince yourself that you're going to make up for it in the next game, and everything could be all right. And I didn't score today, but I'll get 2 in the next game. But you're just conning yourself because you know that you're going to be picked in the next game. So I don't know what more I can really say about Eddie. I just think he's a bit poor at the moment. And I would like to have another option in the team for that position.
Yeah,
because,
I don't really.
We're very lucky that we've got other people scoring the goals. Because if we found ourselves going behind in the game, and the chances were only falling to Eddie, and he was getting maybe 3 chances and not putting them away, and that's it, then that's the end of the game.
Yeah,
we're very fortunate that we've got a style of play that brings other players into the game, and that they're able to get chances as well. But you have to say, you'd have to think that the bread and butter, the main, these main chances should be going to Eddie, which they are. And when he gets them, he's not able to tuck them away, and he's getting himself into some really good positions as well. In the last game before yesterday, when he went up for that header and managed to get himself in between the defenders, for me, he done the hard part. For me, that was I thought that was the harder part of getting into that position, and it was easier to direct the ball into the back of the net. And he failed to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. The only way for Arsenal to be successful this season was for numerous players to score a decent amount of goals, and we're on track for that. Eddie needs to get back on the scoring charts for sure. But when we have a Martinelli, when we have a Saka, maybe an Odegaard scoring over 10 goals in the season, then we are going to be very close to success, I believe, in the long run. Gabriel Jesus coming back, he'll score as well. Craig said Eddie Nketiah couldn't do what Balogun is doing right now in the French league. Eddie wouldn't strike matches, Sam. And Steven says, Stan, I do have an agenda, which is I want Arsenal to win, and Eddie is not pulling his weight, so I'm comfortable with my criticism. So if they don't like it, that's their problem.
I like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly. We're all going to have. We all have opinions. Everybody's opinion is valid. Sam,
At the end of the day, if Arsenal doesn't win, that's the problem.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
what you say, if Arsenal doesn't win, we all have problems with whatever's going on.
All right, Sam. Let's have your take on Eddie Nketiah, Sam.
No, he's just not good enough.
Hey,
You
my
know,
ear.
it's just as simple as that. I think everyone who's spoken about him so far have said pretty much the same thing. I'm very much in agreement with that. He's just not good enough. He's shown some promise for a little while. We got a run of games. You know, he scored a few goals. But now he's just not taking those chances, and you can't be a starting striker for Arsenal, and you're not taking those chances. You know, it's just as simple as that. You've got to be able to score goals to be starting for Arsenal Football Club, and yeah, he's just not good enough. It shows again, you know, the lack of ambition in the transfer market in January. I know it's difficult to get hold of top players in January. January is a very difficult transfer window, but I'm still convinced we could have done better than Nketiah. I'm still convinced we could have loaned or bought someone with an option to buy, or even bought someone in January who could have done
Ivan Tony.
If we could have got hold of that,
I'm so glad you spoke there, because I wasn't sure if that was my hero in the shadows or Vince McMahon. Or Vince McMahon. And if you were watching the boys wrestling podcast last night, you know exactly what that comment means.
Good to see you all. Shout out to everybody on the panel, as per usual, and everybody in the chats. Love you all. I will be in the lights. I'll be exiting the dungeon when my master lets me.
Yeah, when you can get out in the light. Yeah, no, I just want to finish by saying that I think, you know, that's a lack of ambition there in the transfer window. We could have got hold of someone, either with an loan with an option to buy, or just bought someone who could do a better job than Nketiah. I'm sure we could have, and we didn't. And now we're seeing, you know, we're struggling because of it.
Hey, Ray.
Yep.
I need to say hi to everyone.
Alonso!
Yeah.
Hey, Stan. Hey, Gary. Hey,
Hello.
Sam. Hey, Meyer. Hey, Ray.
Hello there.
It is the Arsenal fan circle. When you join the circle, you have to make yourself known, Mahir. Reveal your identity, and you do have to say hello to everybody as well. Gunnar Glenn said, Odegaard played even better after his miss. Mentality monster. Okay, Mahir,
Hey, Ray,
back in the light.
I forgot to mention something.
Yeah.
On Wednesday nights, make sure you tune into the Full Nelson podcast, brought to you by Tony and Tom on Wednesday nights. Also,
And even if you're not into wrestling, you might learn something and start enjoying it, like
A
Gary.
little bit of crack, a little bit
Gary's
of
beginning to
banter,
get
as
into
we
getting
say.
there.
Absolutely.
Getting into the wrestling now.
A little bit, and look, just go in and heckle them. Just go in the chats and heckle them and throw shade at them, throw banter at them. You know, they'll have
Also-
fun with it.
Also, I wanted to say, go to st.com, aka the Gooner Shack, and make sure you look at Stan's stuff.
Well, thank you very much, Alonso.
You got
Right.
it.
Okay.
That $20 I gave you earlier was well spent. Thank you.
Went a long way.
How long? Yeah, is that going to be for a year? At $20 a year or what? You know what I mean?
A day.
A day. There you go, Stan. Stan's good for it, I'm sure.
That reminds me, Ray, those checks still haven't cleared in my account. So
I don't know what you're talking about. No clue what you're talking about. Gary, Eddie Nketiah. We didn't see him in the first half. Second half, I think on 56 minutes, is a header under pressure onto the crossbar. After we do score the equalizing goal, he's through on goal. Odegaard releases him. He doesn't take the shot. He comes across the defender, sips the ball over the crossbar. So it's not going for Eddie right now.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about Partey and Jorginho at some point? Or is that
No.
We're never going to talk about Jorginho when he scored the winning goal.
No, the reason why I was going to... Okay. No, it was more about Partey than it was Jorginho. So it was more... Somebody had mentioned Partey, us missing Partey. And
right.
So.
We certainly will.
Missing who?
We'll get to Partey. I'll save that. I'll save that for later.
Partey? No Partey.
I think Nketiah, I think it's... Is he playing poor or is he just out of position? And I mean position and probably more of what does he bring to Arsenal and when do we actually need him? We need him like against City. We needed a different kind of striker. We don't have one, or we don't want to try somebody else, right?
I don't know why we didn't try Trossard in the middle. I know it's a big game, but there's a possibility of him playing anywhere up in that front line apparently. Yeah. And maybe it brings a little bit more, Gary. Sorry to cut you off, but maybe it brings a bit more to, like you say, to Martinelli's form and the form he's been having.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes a change in scenery does a player well. So maybe bringing him inside will open things up for Martinelli. He looked great running through the middle of that pitch, right, for that goal. Nice touch, with all the stuff he was doing, puts his arms out, and he's still able to finish up without making a mistake, right? So, I kind of feel like Nketiah, he's good in certain scenarios, and we'll get into this important part of the season once again. He can't play. I don't think he can play any better. I think you've hit the ceiling, right? We all keep saying, what level is he? Is he Premier League level? Most of you say no. Most people say he's championship level, maybe European level, maybe Italian league, Spanish league, or whatever it is. Is he Premier League level?
I think he's mid-table level.
Okay, well, we're not mid-table, so
correct.
He's not
mid-table, but a backup for a mid-table.
I think he's a backup. I think he's a Premier League backup.
No, backup is fine, but every once in a while we're gonna have to not miss Jesus in certain scenarios, right? And does he do that for us? He doesn't even he needs to do that once out of every 3 or 4 games, and I don't even think he does that. Right? Yeah. So I think that's the issue there.
He should be scoring every third game at least, Yeah.
Well, he needs to be offering something similar to what Arteta wants, which is what Jesus gives us. He can't do that ever. Right? There's no what part of his game where you go, all right, well, that's something Jesus does for us. And Arteta keeps showing us. He shows us with his substitutions. He does like for like. He doesn't do, well, you know what? We need to score. Let's put some more offensive players on the pitch. The only time he does something like that is for defense. He'll put an extra defender in, right? But for offense, he won't ever do it. So, no, I think in Nketiah, you keep saying, people say, know your role. That's not his role. And Arteta keeps forcing square pegs in the round holes. It's not working, right? There's lots of gaps there of what we need, and he doesn't offer it to us. So this one's an Arteta. As much as people want to complain about Nketiah, he is what he is. We know what he is. He can't. Is there more to his game than what we've seen so far?
Yeah, but he's being provided chances that he's not taking.
As I said, there are levels. There are levels to being a striker. What level is he at? He's not at a level where he gets 1 or 2 chances in a game and he puts it on target.
He's a backup striker. So when our striker is injured, he's playing.
He has played how many games now straight?
10.
Come on, stop that. This is not. He is not. Come on. What are you? What are you doing, Ray? You're his lawyer or something? No,
I'm not his
Yo,
lawyer.
t-
I'm
he's
not
not.
here.
He is not.
Ray.
He is not
I'm
the
not here.
striker.
Ray was the one. Ray was the one that made up. Your defense is in trouble. Nketiah, you know. It was
I mean,
you.
I saw that joke and I was like, I didn't really get it. I was like, why are defenses not a problem with? Oh, okay. I see that, and you know what? A better team will work off of Nketiah and punish our wings, right? That's what City did. They said, you know what? Nketiah offers us nothing. Okay, Bernardo Silva, make sure that Saka can't do anything, right? Because Nketiah doesn't offer enough to open up the area in the midfield or put pressure once the ball gets in there, that you know what, he's going to put the shot on target. He's going to hold the ball up just enough so that the wings can come in from the other side and provide some scoring opportunities. So for me, square peg, round hole. This is on Arteta. He needs to change it up. Either figure out a way to get him more involved, which I don't know how you do that, because teams aren't going to let us because Saka keeps proving us that, you know what, he just needs the ball. Give him some space, the ball, he'll do wonders. So and Nketiah, his ceiling is his ceiling. Like Balogun, we think's got a lot more to his game. All right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot margin. We talk about this opportunity thing, not opportunity, but potential.
If we can win the league with Eddie Nketiah in our squad, then we are going to be a really, really good team when Eddie Nketiah is not really in our squad. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You guys have talked about players that have won championships and trophies and all this and weren't worth anything. Well, you know what? There's players on every squad like that doesn't have to offer everything that everybody else. Like you got Saka and you've got Eddie Nketiah. They're on different levels, right?
Absolutely.
Different levels of importance to the team.
I said on Thursday night, we basically have one forward, Bukayo Saka. And Martinelli has lost his way a little bit. Trossard's trying to figure out his positioning on the field. Trossard has helped us this season already, as has Jorginho. But let's go to Mahir while we still have you. I always say to myself, we've got to give Mahir more airtime before he leaves us. Before
you know what I love that we all shine together. Even though when I'm not around, the momentum for us as a team here is too nice. It's beautiful.
So am I making excuses, Mahir? Am I making excuses for Nketiah? I'm trying not to do that, but
you know what? He's really not that guy, to be fair. Yes, he provided some goals in I would say a vital match in playing Manure United. Guys know how much I hate that team. And but like you were saying, and like Gary's saying, what we do need, if we do manage to win with the Premier League title, with Eddie Nketiah in our side, what we then need to do is go get an actual backup striker, or even to play not second fiddle, even to be our main striker, somebody like an Ivan Toney, in order for us to keep up. Because next season, you must understand, even though teams like Chelsea and Liverpool are really in the mud, a Chelsea side next season, I have a feeling, are going to be very, very, very dangerous.
Chelsea.
Look. Yes, I'm just saying. I'm going on the point where I'm saying we need another striker. We need another main striker, or a striker that's going to be adequate for if Gabriel Jesus gets injured. And what I'm relating it to is keeping up with sides that are going to have dangerous players in their side and be a totally different sort of animal next season. As much as I hate talking about anybody else but our team, the Arsenal. And you guys want to know something funny? Do you know when my stream actually cut off? My stream actually cut off when Odegaard missed. And the electricity went off. So I'm here walking, pacing up and down the bloody household like, oh my God, is that going to cost us another one? You guys must understand the anxiety. Oh my days. Was
And that
on a
came in the
different
70
type of level.
that moment came in the 77 minutes. So my ears there pacing, not even knowing what's
I was
happening.
out.
No
Yes.
electricity.
Out as soon as the electricity, obviously we're getting like this thing called load shedding. So it's like 2 hours, 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, maybe a 3 hours between this time and this time. I'm gonna leave now at 10 because our electricity is going off. But I had left the household and I was like, wait, I just have a feeling on my way back home. I was like, I had no data, no nothing. I didn't check the score. I saw Arsenal supporters in the mall. I was gonna ask them, and then I was like, wait, just let the anxiety go, bro. Relax, we've got this. I come home, I see 4-2. I say 15 minutes of what? How did I miss that?
Watch
Oh
us.
man, guys. It was ridiculous.
Coutinho's goal was well taken, says 00 Slice X, but maybe more could have been done in the build up to stop it. Exactly. We were walking in the first half. It's a tale of two halves. Villa players are already not listening to Emery. Martinez went up to the corner and his own.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
Can I ask Sam something?
Yeah.
Sam, can you do? Oh yeah, brother.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that what you
yeah.
wanted?
Keep rising to the top, brother.
Any more requests?
No, okay. Oh, yeah.
I think Boris Johnson.
Stan, can you
Yeah?
do Vincent Manigan? That was pretty funny.
Vince McMahon. If I'm going to do the Vince McMahon,
Hadden said, Arsenal Misfit said, Xhaka is not even our best left 8. That is now Trossard, who has played most of his games left 8.
Nice.
this is still my company. God damn it! So yeah,
That's why you
was
gotta
good.
love this thing.
that was
I got
last
it.
night. But I had the lighting really low. I didn't realize you couldn't see the mask properly until I watched it
It
back.
was just a black figure talking to us. And it's like, yeah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
It should have been that.
I was
I'll get it
feeling
right next time.
I have to skip past Alonso a lot more here in this podcast.
Another $20 well spent. Cheers, Alonso.
Okay.
Shit in.
A goal down. I think we talked about Ollie Watkins' goal. What about Bukayo Saka, Stan? Let's talk about Bukayo Saka's equalizer. Let's roll into all of that. Is the treatment he's getting from opposition players, the protection he's not getting from referees, and if Arteta has the right approach with this or
I'll
not.
tell you what, right? There was a time with Bukayo Saka over a season ago where there was a little bit of me thinking, yeah, he's good in that, but is he being a little bit overhyped, this kid? You know what I mean? Is he being like are we boosting this kid up too much? He's mustard, isn't he? He's the real deal, man.
Yeah.
He's growing you can see him growing almost in every game. You know, he takes on a lot of responsibility by taking them penalties. I mean, the Edison penalty when he was pointing into the corner, he kept his nerve. You know, he didn't fluff it up. And that goal that he scored yesterday, man. I mean, where did that come from? He just whacked that. For a moment, I thought, it's going over. It's just going to skim the bar, isn't it? No, it like snuggled on the top of the roof of the net.
Yeah.
Bullet.
It snuggled right under the bar and into the net. He is the real
Right
deal.
under. Snuggle.
But he's gonna get targeted because he's that good. You know, people know that he's the danger. So, you know, there will be games maybe when you play like, you know, lesser teams where he'll be double marked, and maybe they'll take the rotational fouling on him, and it's to be expected. And Jack Wilshere used to get a lot of that as well.
Yeah,
you know, a player that's quite busy and keeps the ball close to their feet, they're going to take a lot of crunches on the ankle, but he seems quite sturdy. You know.
Yeah.
He seems like a sturdy lad, you know. He doesn't break a snap like a twig and have to get carried off the pitch. He seems quite resilient, but the real deal in my eyes, I'm running out of superlatives to say. He never ceases to surprise me now. Every game he's just getting more and more like bigger in his stature.
responsibility, takes it on his shoulders. I think part of it is that we feel like he could be one of our family. You know, he feels like the kid that you want your daughter to marry, you know, the brother you want to have. And maybe we feel.
Listen, me and my missus want to have a daughter now, just on the off chance that she might meet Saka and bring him home.
Such a nice kid, such a respectful kid, and he does everything the right way. He's a model professional. I think the referees need to protect him more. We've been talking about this as Arsenal fans.
Can I just say that I worry that when we say that too vocally and the refs hear it, the refs are like, well, fuck that shit. Don't tell us what we can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't tell us how to do our job. So I don't like the way that we make an issue of it too much.
Yeah, I know. Well, we either make an issue of it, you don't like it, or we need to make an issue of it that the PGMOL, the FA will come to grips with this and start seeing, listen, this kid in England International, do you want him to be injured and not be part of the next qualification campaign, you know, for England? I don't know. Sam, what do you think?
Who are you talking about now?
Saka, the greatness that he is, the non-protection he's getting from referees, and if Arteta's playing him the right way in terms of he's a superstar, let him play.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because he's the player that's giving you the most at the moment, so you can't just take him off really, because you know he scores those vital goals, doesn't he? So it's very, very difficult. It's difficult to be in that situation. You know, you can't really protect him more than resting him, and you can't really rest him. So that's the problem, isn't it? I think he looked injured yesterday. He got injured yesterday. He managed to shake it off, but I'm not sure how good it was for him to finish the game. You know, despite everything he managed to do. We'll see how it goes now, but he definitely picked up an injury yesterday. Yeah, it's one of those catch-22 situations, isn't it? You can't, you know, if you leave him playing too long, he's going to get caught, isn't he? He's going to get injured, and then if you take him off, you're not going to get what he gives you. So you sort of have to just trust that things are going to go the right way. You know, that's what you have to do sometimes. But I think we need to take more chances in resting him now when we can. Save him, especially now when the Europa League is coming around again. We need to, you know, try and rest him, you know, a bit where we can.
Right.
Just to answer Glenn's question, it's actually more than Roy Keane's money, because there's a lot of add-ons. I was going to say there's a lot of add-ons in my contract. So
Yeah, the blue M&Ms, right? The assembled, no reply to the question I asked, right? I've got your question starred, so we're going to come back to that one. You know?
Yep, we've got them started, yeah.
I think that Saka's had enough. He put in a real crunching tackle on one of their players on the sideline in response. What is happening to him? I was going to go to my here, but he had to leave. Sam, did you get through everything with Bukayo Saka?
Yeah, it's
okay. I know
like
Gary
wants. There's all this focus on referees now. You know, we see it all over. We see players getting badly tackled all over the league. You know, it's what you do. It's, you know, look at Maradona back in the day. You know, the guy was kicked all over the field all day long. You know, managed to get through it. It's the downside to being a good football player. You get targeted. They'll give you an extra kick, an extra push, an extra elbow. That's the way it is, and you just got to learn to live with it. And for Saka at the moment, I think he's taking it very well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're so good that you get kicked because, you know, they go for the ball, but the ball's not there anymore. Your leg's now there.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a mistimed, you know, incident in a lot of cases as well, but it's still a foul.
I think because he's such a young player and we love him so much, he's our star boy. As Arsenal fans, we feel
he's a Helen boy, isn't he? He's grown up with the club. Yeah. He's so nice. He's got manners. You know, everyone loves him, doesn't he? He's a likable kid.
We feel doubly sad when, you know, if he's crying on the field. If he's crying on the field, he's got tears. It's because he's genuinely hurt, Gary, and he's not faking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I was calling for during the watch line. I was calling for Saka to be off. He was limping that for a while. He was limping. I mean, I can't say having him on there would have made a difference in the way the game planned out. You know, because he couldn't offer. You could see we made a couple of long passes to him. He couldn't get to it, right? He definitely couldn't make that turn when he gets the ball and get past the defender. I mean, he's better than a lot of our players hurt, but why risk it, right? Why risk it? I mean, I hear, the calls for their officials. I just think they need to call the game correctly. If it's a foul, it's a foul. That way you don't have to deal with, is it going to be are they going to keep fouling him rotationally? It's just, if it's a foul, it's a foul. And if the same player is getting fouled 4, 5, 6 times, at some point there's a card coming out, right? And it shouldn't be like, I think Silva got like 4 fouls on him before they maybe even gave him a warning, right?
Yep.
So I think it's just consistency there. So I think that's just refereeing in general for me. Are they picking on people? Yes, but they need to do better at it. But no, Saka, once it's crazy to think how many times he gets knocked down, and he's the one that created that injury, right? He sticks his foot in there, and the guy clearing the ball kicks him, in the bottom of his leg, right? One that created that, where in general, one thing, the injury is going to come from all the fouls he has to take. And that one, that was the one he instigated himself by sticking his leg in there trying to block a pass. But yeah, no, I thought he should have come off. I like to believe we could have still been able to play the same way at that point, because I think Westfield probably was opening themselves up, and nothing about that shot from Jorginho for me was because Saka was on the pitch. It came off the left hand side, like the ball always comes in late. The shot, and the shot's gone. So at some point, he's going to have to rest. I think Arteta just likes to play players until they get injured, and that's when they get their rest. To me, I ever seen, right? Partey, we knew Partey needed to be rotated. That's why we were asking for 6. Since the first time we've seen him, the first season we've had him, we're like, we need somebody behind him, right? We've had 3 or 4 windows since then. We still haven't got a legitimate player to back him up, right?
Yes.
Xhaka, we want somebody better than him. Supposedly, there isn't that many players better than him out there that we can afford to go out there and get. But we can afford to go out there and get wingers at 80 mil, right? So I don't get it. Nah. You can't tell. If we can afford an 80 mil winger when we have Martinelli and Saka, then you can afford an 80 mil. You know what I mean? Because that's more important to us as well. We have those players that are worth 80 mil right now. We don't have an 80 mil number 8.
Gary, he is coming next summer.
Yeah, but it's always. I don't want.
Next summer.
Why are we waiting until the next? We always wait until the next window.
It's always the next window.
Yeah, so, I'm being funny, Gary.
No, but the reason why I'm kind of passionate about it is because we're always waiting to get the next player. We needed to get that 80 million player this window. Give us. I always want better odds. Right?
If you got Declan Rice,
get off. Hey, don't come here, Mr. Sam.
Gary,
not taking it today.
If you got Declan Rice last summer, you'd be saying, "Why haven't we got the next person already?" You'd be saying that now. You know what I mean?
We should be picking up somebody that we need. You're right. Every window we should be picking up a number 1 target based on that window, right?
Mudrick.
What's the point? Why waste the window?
I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad
Don't
we didn't
waste
get
the window.
Mudrick.
That's his new name. Don't waste the window. DWTW.
Don't waste that window.
Yeah, all you guys want us to take advantage of every window. So stop it. You make it sound like I'm the only one here who wants us to fill some needs in every window.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. I was going to ask a few minutes ago, but I forgot. And Gary just reminded me with the word window. And the question I was going to ask was, if the window opened like tomorrow, I'm not the summer, but if the window was opening tomorrow, would you put Eddie Nketiah up for sale, or would you continue to keep him? I just wondered.
Up for sale. Get rid of him. Definitely for me.
I'm more concerned with bringing somebody in than letting him go.
Oh, obviously there'd be a replacement. I mean, it would be too. But
all right, assembled. This is pertinent. It's the right time to ask this question. Ray, shouldn't the replacement be as good as the player they're replacing, or tactically bring something different? What category does Nketiah fall into? Okay, how about it, lads, on that question?
Neither. He falls into neither categories. As simple as that. he's a Highland boy, right? So he's come through the ranks. He has been a great talent, and unfortunately, I just can't see him reaching the heights we need. He needs to go somewhere else to reach that. I think. I think he needs to find his level. Like you say, it might be more like a mid-table club, or maybe the Championship, or maybe somewhere abroad. But he is not top Premier League club level. He's just not. You just see the way he finishes and stuff. It's just not. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
It's no different to when you play Football Manager, right? Or you boot up a career on FIFA and you look at the team that you're provided with. You're always looking at them and thinking, like, where can I upgrade? Where should I upgrade first in this team? And then I look at Arsenal like that. I look at it and a top-down sometimes, a top-down vision, and I think, okay, with what's available, where would I like to upgrade? Where is there a player that I think I could improve upon? And I think Eddie Nketiah takes up one of those spots for me.
Definitely, it's the one position I think we really, we should have really made sure we filled in January, and that in midfield we got in Jorginho. Thankfully, we got in Jorginho at the end, but we should have got in a striker better than Nketiah. We should have.
Let me ask you one question then to all of you. Ollie Watkins is on 100,000 a week also. Is Ollie Watkins better than Nketiah?
Yes.
Do you see his goal that he scored?
Nketiah.
He scored a goal in yesterday's game.
Do you think Nketiah can do that?
Yes.
What's his stats for the season?
You think Nketiah can make that play and score a goal?
Yes, he scored against West Ham.
When did you see him score a goal like that?
Watkins.
Against West Ham at home.
He scored a goal like that?
Yes.
In my opinion, Watkins is a better striker. You got to remember. Oh, Ray's gone. Goodbye, Ray. Anyway,
he knew
come back.
One time Nketiah scored a goal like Ollie Watkins. Let's take over the show. What should we talk about? Sam, no. Sam does not have a say in the matter.
I had to close the door here. Somebody opened the door.
Back.
Okay.
As you were. Stand by your beds.
But look, just because Eddie Nketiah,
I was going to say Watkins is a better striker than Nketiah all day long.
What's his stats for the season? Watkins? Anyone know?
You got to remember the guy plays for Aston Villa. They got
not as much as Nketiah. I don't think he scored as many as Nketiah.
Yeah, but he's playing for Aston Villa. He's playing for Aston Villa. I'm telling you, I'm not saying go and buy Ollie Watkins. He's not on top of my list.
I'm just saying it's a similar type of
He's got 7 goals.
I'm telling you here and now, if you let me finish. I'm telling you here and now, if you let me finish, if you got Ollie Watkins into Arsenal tomorrow, he's going to give you a lot more than Eddie Nketiah.
Right. I'm just saying they're a similar kind of player, similar level, I would say, Sam, as well. And
I disagree. I think Watkins is better. I really do.
You know what? Here's the thing. So you want to look at stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ollie Watkins has got 7 goals. His expected goals are 6.7. Nketiah has 4 goals. His expected goals are 7.3.
Yes.
That's the difference in the player.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Example said Watkins scored against Arsenal and Nketiah scored against West Ham. Case closed.
If that's what it takes, then we have a similar player there.
Wow.
Okay.
Watkins is.
I see where you're going with this. Okay.
He's older than I thought he was. He's 27. I thought he was like 24. Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
I thought he was about 24 years old, but he's 27.
No, he's been around a bit, hasn't he?
That's listen, if we're gonna upgrade, there's certain players. We always talk about the shitbag 6 over the last few years. Shitbag 6. There's always a shitbag 6. Isn't it? There's always a shitbag 6. Cedric used to be one of them. He gave away a goal in the first minute against Aston Villa a couple of years ago. Cedric was one of them. So we always have to evolve the squad. It always has to get better. And if Eddie Nketiah doesn't improve and score more goals, he'll be part of that list as well. You know what I mean?
What waiting for him to do something we know he's not going to do? What are you waiting for?
Well, here's the thing, Gary. You knew at the start of the season we had 2 strikers, right? And you knew if Gabriel Jesus was getting injured.
And none of us liked it.
We didn't like it.
No, nobody liked that.
We don't run the club.
No,
either.
we're talking about us. We're not
I wrote a
talking
strongly
about.
worded letter, but I didn't get a reply.
None of us like the fact that we only had 2 strikers, and
Yeah.
one of them should have been our 3rd striker, right?
I think the striking should have been like this, right? If Gabriel is your number 1 striker, and you bought him for the way that he plays, then your backup striker should be the next kind of a carbon copy, so that if he gets injured, you're putting in a striker that plays in the same way, and then your 3rd striker is a striker that plays in a completely different way,
different.
so that you have
Plan B.
a different plan.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a tall guy that can launch on the end of headers at the end of games if you need it.
Yeah, great.
That's how I would have
Assembled.
the strikers set up, 3 of them in that manner.
Assembled. You know, if Eddie Nketiah is going to another Premier League club, that he's scoring against Arsenal, right? You do know that, right?
Doesn't really matter. Is it going to matter? Is it going to really concern you that he scores
He'll be
against
backheeling
us?
it into the net.
Ray's got a lot of stock.
I know this man is. The man has got Eddie snacks. Like he's like going to be promoting Eddie snacks or something, because that's why you're trying to make his name bigger than it is.
I am not
Eddie
here.
to be good, but Eddie is, based on the way this team has been progressing, he is not performing up to what I believe Arteta wants out of his players.
Yeah. I'm
Same
not here to
thing,
protect Eddie.
Right? No,
Okay.
you have been. You're not here to protect. That's all you've been doing. I don't want you to agree with me, but you're protecting the man.
Remember how everybody brings up when Giroud had to come into the team and he just went dry.
Yeah.
People never let us forget about that, right? Oh, we could have maybe done something. I just hope it's not something similar happening with Eddie, because it's going to be a little while still before Jesus can come back. He's not going to be fit and just go straight back into the team for 90 minutes.
Right.
He'd probably have to be eased in off the bench. Eddie is still going to have to continue to play a part. So he needs to start finding his form again.
Yeah. Steven,
like for example, we've seen Calvin Lewin offer something that Eddie can't. I think he's better in the air, right? He's been injured, which is a problem, but that style of player, that's what we need sometimes in certain games.
Toney.
Right? No, I know Ivan Toney's definitely easy one, but I don't. We weren't going to get him, right? Probably nobody thinks we were going to get him, and Arsenal wasn't going to take the risk, and they probably won't take that risk until those matters are, those legal issues are resolved.
My last point about Eddie as well is it's not like I'm watching him and he's just like walking around the pitch, not getting into positions, not being a part of things. He's using a lot of energy and he's getting himself into some really good positions, isn't he? Like I mentioned earlier, when he managed to get in between those
City against City.
But then the end product isn't there. So that's what frustrates me. It'd probably be easy to say, look at him just walking around, get him out of here. But he's actually trying.
Are you more encouraged by him not scoring or him not trying?
Well, I'm frustrated at him not being able to put them away, because I see him getting into these really good positions and then the chance gets squandered, and that frustrates me.
Yeah.
Because as a player, he's I like Eddie and I want to root for him, but like you said, Stan, he has even opportunities and he doesn't really capitalize. And I was watching the USA Network version of it, right? And he's like, his touch has failed him, and he was so close. And I felt bad for him because I want to root for Eddie. I want Eddie to succeed, but it's a shame. It really is.
Yeah. The assemble here said something quite funny here. Arteta is losing hair every time Nketiah misses. Arteta has his head in his hand, making his hairline fall
Every
back.
time Eddie misses, Arteta gets another grey hair.
That Lego hair is slipping back to another notch on the top of his head.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. The race is starting, so have a good day, guys. And
have a good one, Lord. Nice to see
Have
you,
a good
buddy.
one, mate.
Cheers,
Nice to see you, buddy.
Hey guys,
Double O
take care, man.
slice.
Yeah,
Double
like
O
Nketiah, for me, I don't know. I kind of feel a little bit different. I think sometimes he seems to be just jogging out there.
Yeah.
Like he might be moving. To me, it looks like he's moving slow. Like I always felt like when Jesus is up there and he's pressing, it seemed like he got to get to the ball faster, right? And I believe Nketiah can get there, but most of the time it seems like he's just not really affecting them at all. they have enough time to make a good pass, as opposed to when you see Jesus press up top, they actually have to rush to get that shot, that pass off.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're inaccurate with it, and then we get the ball back. But in Nketiah, they can make clean passes because he doesn't take the extra, that extra jolt to get closer to them before they figure out, you know what?
You're going to get different things from both of them. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus gets criticized for not scoring goals, but he does affect our play and help our wingers in a better way, especially Martinelli. Eddie Nketiah, maybe he's saving his energy to be in those positions. He's not.
That's not. He's got to. I'd rather him play a really good 60, 70 minutes and then be taken off than to save it for 90 minutes and I get nothing. Yeah. Right? That's what we're getting. We're getting like nothing. If he scores 2 goals and they pull him, we're happy. But if he goes 90 minutes and because he's saving him, what are you saving yourself for?
I will say that one.
Be ready in the 90th minute to score the winner.
No, score. Why don't you score when you have an opportunity? Why are we waiting? No. What do you mean? I don't want players saving themselves for the 90th minute. I want them play the right way for the time they're on the pitch. That's why the manager has subs. Because if he's playing the right way, I have a feeling he'll have to come out the game, and the other team will be tired, not rested like they are right now.
As Sambo said, Nketiah seems bewildered to me. I got you, Gary. I got you.
In
double O slice X. 1 second there, Stan. Double O slice X. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Even Man City's robot missed the goal at 3 opportunities in a row yesterday. Eddie is playing at his level, and that's all we got. Next season, Arsenal will get another forward. Stan?
In Eddie's defence, he was incredibly unlucky yesterday not to get an assist with Odegaard's miss, because that was a good ball.
Perfect.
Imagine trying to compare Nketiah with the robot.
We're in a title race, so you're going to do that.
The robot's still got 28 goals already in the league.
Who said the robot?
Double O slice.
Nice.
Oh, wasn't me. I want to say it wasn't me. I didn't mention Haaland so far. But you're in a title race.
We don't compare him to Jesus for that exact same reason, because he offers. Where at the end of the day, we don't go, well, you know what, you didn't score, and that's the problem. No, we go, he didn't score, but he did offer us something in the middle.
The way I've been looking at both teams, Gary, has been they've got Haaland. He's gonna score 40 goals. We need to have 5 players who's going to score 50 goals or 10 goals a piece for 50. You know what I mean? That's the way I've been looking at it. And so far, Arsenal have been doing this, spreading the goals around the team. Russ is here, and Nketiah should take heading advice from Emi Martinez.
That guy's perfect with his head. It was clean, straight. It didn't even bobble. Just went boom.
When you think of all the things that have to go right, this is what I love about this. Our rivals are so triggered now by this goal, this win. Because when you think of all of the variables, the ball has to hit the bar at a perfect angle for it to come down off the ground, hit Emi's noggin, his big head, on the back of the head, and so there's a lot of angles involved, a lot of physics.
In years to come, right, in universities, that will be used in geometry classes to explain certain things.
And our rivals,
the Martinez effect.
Steven said Eddie is an Arteta project. This is true. He will get better, but not much better unless he realizes that this is his last chance at the big club. Missing easy chances are unforgettable for many fans. Yeah, we're going to remember this. This could be a Giroud type season for Eddie if he keeps doing this.
Just for comparison's sake, we have 3 players with 8 or more goals. City has 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like you said, we have to get our goals from elsewhere because our striker doesn't score, and our number 1 striker doesn't score. So,
to be fair, either of them, we got to say. Yep. Eddie hasn't saved himself for 90 minutes. Even the Man United goal, the ball was going in before he deflected it. Listen, his knee was there. We got to say his knee was there to deflect, to make sure. Let's just say Eddie was making sure it was going in the net. It may have been going in anyway. Eddie lacks Jesus' intensity. Okay, other thing, Sam. Let's start off with you. Mikel Arteta's imitation of the referee with the rolling ball. What do you think of that? First, I'm thinking it's kind of cringe, but now I'm kind of liking it because all of our rivals hate it so much.
Oh yeah, they're all triggered now, like because Arsenal all of a sudden we've come from nowhere basically to top of the league, and everyone's all triggered. But screw them all. Who cares? That was great. All the memes and stuff. That I love the memes. That staying alive, staying alive, all that. That's great. That's fantastic.
Stan, I haven't heard from Richard Keys, but we need to hear from Richard Keys what he thinks of these things. The celebration police and Mikel Arteta. I don't know if you saw it, but the referee stopped a free kick because the ball was rolling. So the referee was gesturing. Ball was and
when
Arteta.
Are we do my quiz anyway?
There's a meme. The quiz will be coming up in about 15 minutes. How about that?
I didn't see that bit. I didn't see any of this rolling ball stuff.
You need to check out all the memes of Mikel Arteta. Gary, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, when I did see when he kicked the ball, and I was like, that looks like the ball's moving. It's like, yeah, it is moving. And then you see him making that move. It's funny. It is, it is not professional, not classy doing that and making fun of the official, but it is funny. I definitely thought that, and the team backed it up anyway. So that's the other part to it is the team backed him up. So it doesn't look like just one of those memes where we drop points. So.
Definitely coming to an Etsy cup. If you haven't seen it, Stan, you need to put it on one of your Etsy cups.
Okay.
It will be marketable. It will be marketable. Let me just say that much.
Good idea. Thank you. Good idea.
Yeah. Remember, Arsenal sold Andy Cole, and he went on to have a wonderful career. Let's see if the same.
Come on, Andy Cole wasn't playing games like this.
Thank God that the weekly Eddie slander is now over. We'll be talking about Eddie every week, ready till the end of the season.
That's all we have.
Make a special segment.
That's the whole point. What kind of argument is that? That's all we have. Of course, we should have better.
All I'm saying is, right now, Eddie is all we have. After playing several games with him, they're still top of the league. Even the best strikers miss goals. Another striker will come in next season.
Even the best strikers miss goals. They just miss goals all the time and end up having 5 games in a row without any goals. That's the difference.
Has Keys had an aneurysm yet from the weekend's results? Here's the thing. When we went into this World Cup thing, the break, we were 5 points ahead of City. Right now, we're 2 points ahead of City.
Should be 4.
With a game in hand. Should be 4 with a game in hand. Yeah. But Eddie hasn't. We haven't increased our lead, or we haven't lost the lead right now.
But that game against City, we've got left in late April or early May or whatever it is.
28th of April, something like that.
That game is going to be massive. I bet you that game is going to be huge.
Yeah,
and that's at the Etihad as well.
We have a run of games now where we should be stockpiling W's. Watched Leicester earlier. They're a little bit.
Yeah.
They had a lot for United in the first 20-25 minutes, but after the first goal went in, you could see heads maybe dropping. So we need to do that against Leicester next weekend. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Our goalkeeper can make, I don't know if exactly the same saves, but he can make saves as well.
Yes.
And that's what kept them in the game. So, as somebody said, when De Gea is making those types of saves, if you don't score, you're in trouble because eventually they will.
Yeah.
They will.
You need to take, against United especially, you need to take your chances when they come along. I don't feel like they're going to be involved in the title race. They're 8 points behind us when we'll be on level. When games are level, they've been 8 points. They're 5 points behind us now with a game. Haven't played a game more. I feel they've got some cup competitions that are going to slow them up a little bit. I also feel, like I said earlier this season, maybe jokingly, City should concentrate on the Champions League, and maybe they will. Maybe we're going to convince them to concentrate on the Champions League a little bit. But that City squad, should be able to juggle 3 competitions during the FA Cup as well. Sam, the Zinchenko equalizer came at a good time for us after 61
Absolutely.
minutes.
And it was a bit of redemption, wasn't it? Because he had a poor first half. I think the game he did better in the second half, but he had a very poor first half. He wasn't that great against City either, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He's been making mistakes, giving the ball away. Yeah, but he redeemed himself. He got himself into a good position there. Very good strike. Lovely place down in the bottom right corner there, away from the goalkeeper. He couldn't get to it. I thought it was a very good way of getting himself back into the game, and it motivated everyone. He made him better as well. I was a bit worried about Zinchenko. His form lately has dipped. He has been losing the ball a lot, but and then he goes and does that, right? So I think he's redeemed himself a bit there.
Yeah, and listen.
Yeah, it's his first goal as well, as Russ pointed out.
Good play. Being a good player for us. Yes, he's had some mistakes in him. He's not the perfect defender by any means. Russ said he can't believe it's his first goal. But rallying as a rally for the rest of the team, he has been superb throughout the season. Gary, the Zinchenko equalizer.
Very nice.
Perfectly.
Very nice. The goalkeeper had no chance on that one. I know I saw somebody saying there was some interference from our players that were offsides, but they were off to the left of that, so it wasn't even. I don't think they had anything to do with interference there. But yeah, no, very nice shot from him. Crazy to think when they said it was his first. I was like, first for Arsenal, right? Nope. First.
Oh, really?
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 90 appearances. I think I said.
Yeah.
And he hadn't scored for City either. Okay.
Nope. And that's just, So we're getting more out of him than City is. So that's we're doing good there. But no, that was good. I mean, I think some people were saying he was up and down, so that was good to see him do that. I mean, he redeemed himself for the mistake earlier in the game, right? We always talk about maybe redeeming himself sometimes. We thought Gabriel would do that when he made a mistake. But that didn't happen there. But this time we saw somebody redeem themselves and get a goal back that they may have helped give up. So he's done good, and I like. Yeah, we need that. We need that right now. We need goals from everywhere. So wherever it's going to come, we'll take it right now.
We need more. We need more goals. We're going to have a Kahoot quiz in about 5 or 6 minutes, supplied by Sam Greenwood.
Yes,
Sam Greenwood has concocted the Kahoot quiz this time.
Interesting.
I can play, so I can play maybe.
Yeah, Ray can play. Let's see how you get on.
See what I can do.
I have a feeling I'm going to get 0 now because he's going to ask some questions.
It's going to be hard. I can tell you that. It's going to be hard.
All right. So we talked about Nketiah's chance after Zinchenko's goal. Next one up, Sam, is Odegaard's miss. Mahir talked about on 77 minutes. Eddie steals the ball in the right back position. Perfect pass to Odegaard on a plate for the
It was a very bad miss. Absolutely. He should be scoring there. There's no excuses.
He probably tried to drag it into that corner, right? But
whatsoever. He tried to put it in the corner. He dragged it too far. He dragged it wide. And it's a terrible miss. There's no excuses for that. He should be scoring that. That is a goal he should be scoring. Absolutely.
Let's go back to Bournemouth at the start of the season where they said he needs to take more shots. So
yeah, he's been taking more shots. He's already scored, more goals. I think that we'll see a few more goals out of him this season, definitely. He's having a great season, a fantastic season. He had a very good game again yesterday. He was one of our best players, I thought, yesterday overall. But yeah, he needs to. He's still in situations where he's, he either doesn't shoot when he should be shooting, or when he does shoot, he doesn't hit the target as he should be. So yeah, he can definitely improve on his shooting. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think Sam's cutting him any breaks here, Russ. So definitely should be scoring there.
Yeah,
defend that Odegaard miss, Sam.
No, I haven't defended it at all. I said it's a terrible miss, and he should be scoring that goal. Yeah,
I have a feeling he's going to pop up in some of the next games and score a goal for us. But Stan, Nketiah steals the ball, and this will make Nketiah's game a little bit better if Odegaard would finish that off for him.
Yeah, it was a bad miss, very close. But what I would say is that what a captain he is, because he raised his game to even higher after that. He didn't drop and disappear after that miss. He seemed to get better after that opportunity. His game went to another level, and it's a shame that he missed that one. But and on a day when we score 4 goals, I suppose you could give him a slight pass, so to speak. But I'm not going to slate Eddie and not slate Odegaard. He should have tucked that one away. But he's going to score more goals this season because he gets into the right positions and he's going to create so many goals as well.
Yeah, it's funny.
That pass through to Nketiah, right? Absolutely inch rule perfect.
Yes.
Pass through to Nketiah.
Yeah.
And then Nketiah just fluffs it up. If we had a proper striker, we'd have so many more goals.
Yeah.
Yep. Gary?
Yeah. No, I mean, when he missed that, I was like, you know what? That miss is probably because he didn't take the shots earlier in the game, because he had opportunities. And like, for me, I always say, I believe he's one of our probably most accurate shooters from the ball from distance, because, he has to take the free kicks a lot of times and he knows where to peek. And as you say, he's really good at passing it, but he can pass it into the goal as well. So I always feel like he needs to take those shots when they come. There was a couple of opportunities, I think, where he deferred, and he needs to take those shots sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think if he does, he probably might even have 2 goals in this game, because he is getting himself in some good opportunities. And for me, if you're standing at the 18, if you're Odegaard, and they're giving you space, you take the shot, right? You take the shot. Unless you're telling me you're going to roll it in, like I guess he did roll it into Nketiah the one time, but there were other opportunities where he should have just taken a shot. And I think that will also bring defenders to him and maybe make an easier pass. So I want him to shoot more. I mean, I think he should have more goals. So based on the way that they're playing, I think things will change once people realize that he will take that shot. He could be a 10-10 player for us for sure. He'll probably be there anyways, but I think he could have been there already by now, based on the way that I believe he can kick the ball.
The good thing about Odegaard is, as Stan said, he doesn't let it phase him. You can miss a shot like that. Yes, he refused the shot in 51 minutes, but did play a good pass to Eddie Nketiah. And but he kept going like the rest of the team. The team has kind of found it difficult in the last month to get going since that North London derby. But hopefully we're back on track now. Xhaka comes off 71 minutes. Vieira for Fabio Vieira, Tomiyasu off for Ben White, and then
who came on for Xhaka?
Who came on for Xhaka? Teabag, yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I don't know who that is. You guys gotta stop.
I mispronounced. You
can't mispronounce Fabio Vieira or whatever you just said.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't care where you're from. That's not a mispronunciation.
It's the Irish translation.
That's exactly no.
Fabio Teabag.
No, I don't think so.
Teabag. Mega legs blocks Bailey toward the end. Ramsdale makes a good save. It's still 2-2.
In the match, aren't we? Bloody hell.
Huh?
I can't believe we still talk about the match.
Well, why not? We got a couple minutes.
The match went for 90 minutes. We haven't even been talking for 90 minutes. Come on.
Yeah, come on. It's 1990. Ramsdale makes a great save. Tips it
say we're seeing Teabag coming on more and more now for Xhaka.
I want him to play for Xhaka, to be honest.
I think that's where he's been pigeonholed, is for that position. That seems to be the change, and I'm surprised it's happened. I'm pleasantly surprised it's happening.
Given the captaincy, the Odegaard was questioned by many people, but now it's turned out to be masterstroke rather than giving it to Kieran Tierney.
Well, I felt like he's taken it a little bit more. Like when he first had the armband, it seemed like he was still deferring to Xhaka. And now he seems like, for me, he seems to be a lot more mobile, a lot more vocal in terms of getting the team. Like, I mean, the fact that when he grabs Tomiyasu's head, his chin, and say, nah. We still got a lot of football to play, right? And you need that focus on the pitch, right? I mean, that's right there why, I mean, that's probably why he's a captain for Norway, probably because he can do that kind of thing, right? He may not be the best player on the pitch, but he's definitely the best, one of the better leaders. So I like that. I like the fact that he's taken the reins and it's his team now. You know, we don't really hear too much about Xhaka and the leadership that he brings anymore. I mean, I don't think I hear as much.
We have several leaders, right? That's the thing. We have a captain. We have Martin Odegaard, who's the captain. That's his role. He does the overall captaincy, responsibilities.
Yeah.
And he on the pitch. You've got different people are different types of captains, right? You got, there's not everyone's all in your face shouting at everyone, what we think a captain should be. There's different ways of talking to people and motivating and things like that. I think Martin does his role very well, but Xhaka also he pipes in. We see Jorginho now. Jorginho's coming in now, piping, giving his bit in as well. Zinchenko is definitely a leader on the pitch as well. I think we've got 4 or 5 leaders. We've got 4 or 5 leaders on that pitch, and that is one of the reasons why we're doing so much better this season.
Yeah, when we had Vieira and we had Tony Adams, there were two different kinds of captains. You know what I mean? Nice gaff in the background there, Stan. Okay,
I don't know.
We're going to get into that Kahoot game, okay? So let me fire this thing up and find the link that Sam has shared with me.
No, I can do it. I got it. Hang on, guys. I'll do it.
Got it? Okay.
Yep, I'll share the code. Well, I just want to let everybody know that this quiz it's called the Hardcore Arsenal Quiz. It's hard. It's 10 questions. It's going to be really hard. It's going to test your mettle. You've only got 10 seconds for each question now, so you haven't got the 20 seconds.
Oh, Jesus.
So you actually got to think quick as well. And Tom, it's going to be interesting to see how much Tom really knows about this.
Oh, okay. So you're including Tom in here.
Well,
okay.
Tom, you see, this is the interesting thing. Is this? I believe this quiz. It's if you really got to know your Arsenal stuff. Tom's great at. He's got an incredible knowledge of Premier League, all things Premier League, including Arsenal games, a lot of Arsenal stuff.
Encyclopedias, told you.
But I think this one here, you got to know. You got to be an insider. You got to be an Arsenal. You got to be an Arsenal fan.
So I'm definitely getting no points then.
So anyway, just a bit of fun. I thought let's try making a hard quiz, test people's knowledge, have a bit of fun with it, and we'll see how many points people get. So so the pin is if you write it in the chat, Ray, 855-7211.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is going to be
7211.
815-7.
No, 855.
Yep.
7211.
Okay.
855-7211.
Right. So do I start it or do you start it?
No, I've got it. It's mine. My quiz. Here we go. I see Mr. McMahon's in. I see WTT is in. You got to join the. Go back to the normal screen, Ray. You don't have to be on that one. Go back to the normal where we're all there.
Okay.
And you can just join in through your phone, unless you. Oh, you're not using your phone, are you?
I'm thoroughly confused, but anyway, yeah.
Okay, you can. Can you join from there? Join.
Yeah.
Sure, you can join. Or you go. I think you have to go to the front page. I think.
Homepage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And join. Is there a join button or something? Must be some way you can join.
Okay, let me just. Sorry, this is the first time we're doing this.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I forgot you won't be seeing on the screen. Yeah, maybe. Okay, what happens if you go into start then?
Yeah, let me try that. Let's do this here. Okay.
shared with you.
It gives a different number.
Let's see if we go on to start and what happens there.
Seven 7150281.
Oh, okay. So it's making you.
Yeah. So should we go to that one instead?
Well, see if it.
Yeah.
If it
Okay. Sorry, guys. Go to the one that Ray starts so you can see the screen.
Yep. All right. Now let me join here.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. 715.
So what's the pin number now?
0281. 7150281.
Yeah. So you're saying we have to exit and come back in, or are we in if we're in?
Yeah, you have to exit and then go back in. Write it in the chat as well, so they got it.
Yeah, Ray, you gonna? Yeah, I'd rather you write it so I know I got it right because I.
Okay, we'll do.
Yeah, make sure you put it in the chat as well, please, so everyone's got it.
Okay. Let me put that in here. Hold on a sec, people. This is a new thing we're trying out here.
Hey, you could put code in before. That's not new. Oh, it's Sam's code, so that's why it's different.
71502. That's fine. I deserve this. 7150281.
All right, here we go, everybody.
Everybody get in there.
All right, we'll try this again.
Cat.
Right, I am get out of jail. That's me. Stephen OT's in, Melvin Mark's in, Scouser in, Shell.
Share your screen then, because I can't see the quiz.
Okay.
Do you see me in? I don't know if anybody else has joined.
Here we go. Right. All right, Sam. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Right, make sure everyone's in. We got Melvin Marks in. We got Scouser in Shell. We got Conte Syrup, Mr. McMahon, Mr. Tombe Bay, get out of jail, DWTT. Anyone else going to join? Obviously, I can't join. It's my quiz.
All right. So when I'm on my phone, do I just see my own icon until it starts, right?
Yeah, you only see your own icon on your own phone.
Okay. All right. Ready? Shall we start?
All ready? Yep, let's go.
Happy to start? Let's go.
This is the hardcore quiz, guys. It's going to make you cry.
And I'm using my phone here. So.
Gonna make you cry.
Question 1. Who was Arsenal's backup goalkeeper in the Invincible squad?
I can read it. It's okay. I can read it, guys.
Okay.
Yep. Who was Arsenal's backup goalkeeper in the Invincible squad? Let's see what you guys remember. It was Graham Stack. No one got it right.
I went for Richard Wright.
This is fun.
Yeah, I went
for
Richard
This clock
Wright.
goes really fast.
Okay. Next one.
All
right. It's on. All right.
No one got
Dust
it right.
yourself off.
Look at that. Mr. McMahon's in the lead.
Mr. McMahon's in the lead with 0. Which Swedish Arsenal player had a clause in his contract that prohibited space travel?
Space travel.
Was it Schwartz? Was it Kellström? Was it Ljungberg? Or was it Lindberg?
It won't let me answer. This is interesting. How do I answer?
Got to press one of these colors.
No, they don't even pop up. It's still telling me. Wow. All right.
I guess Stefan Schwartz. I was right.
2 right.
2 right for Stefan Schwartz.
I got maybe 10 seconds was too short a time. I thought 10 seconds could be long enough.
Here's your next 10 seconds. Which Arsenal caretaker manager
Just
Which
interesting.
Arsenal caretaker manager has the best win percent record? Is it Pat Rice, Stuart Houston, George Armstrong, or Freddie Ljungberg? How come no one's answering?
I wasn't
am
able to. It
I'm
kind of
answering.
crashed on me.
I picked Stuart Houston.
Get out of jail's in the lead.
Whitney
I'm
Houston.
doing good.
So how come you guys can't answer
You
that?
know what? I think it's 10 seconds on your end, but by the time we get it, that clock's already gone.
That's supposed to be 10 seconds for everyone.
It's
No,
10
but
seconds
by the
for
time we
everyone.
get it on our end, it's already been 2 or 3 seconds.
All right, be quick,
Is
Gary.
it the lag? Is there that much lag?
Yeah,
Fucking
there
hell.
is. It's enough lag that by the time you see the answer and go to check, you could be out. I
Well,
lost.
okay, don't worry. Next time, guys, I'll make it
Next
a long
one.
one.
Yeah.
There we go. Next one.
In 1984, British newspapers reported that this legend of the game wanted to play for Arsenal. Was it Cruyff, Van Basten, Santos, or Maradona?
Cruyff. Oh, Maradona, really?
Oh, at least we have 5 people answer this time.
That was my. Why did I listen to Ray? Ray, don't talk.
You shouldn't be playing. Don't be taking my answers.
Why are you
You're like
you're
Chelsea.
saying it out loud?
Which infamous Arsenal defender did Arsene Wenger buy from a team in the Lithuanian second division? Was it Luzny, Ayahi, Tavlaridis, or Stepanovs?
I know that one.
Good old
Stepanovs.
Stepanovs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it
Arsenal
right.
8-2.
got it
Arsenal
right.
lost 8-2 at Old Trafford.
Come on, Mr. McMahon. You're my only competition here.
It's close at the top. It's close at the top.
I just don't get it.
Cesc Fabregas made his Arsenal first team debut wearing which number? 57, 53, 44, or 15?
I believe it's 57. But I picked 53. Okay.
I had one
should
correct
pick
answer. 57, the
Yeah.
correct answer. Well done.
Melvin is up in the third place, ahead
Melvin's
of
up to
Gary.
third.
All right, Sam, next question.
Which player did Arsene Wenger persuade to try playing football again and not become a postman? Was it Grimaldi, Sculacci, Sonogo, or Kellstrom?
Oh, now I'm crashed out again. Oh. I haven't
20
even
seconds
answered like
next
4
time.
questions.
Yeah,
Sonogo.
Sonogo.
4 of you managed to answer.
I'm glad
Survival of
Tony's
the
not
fittest
here.
as well. Survival of the fittest.
Sam, you are bad. That's all I'm going to say. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. but you are
Question
bad.
9. Question 9. Second to last one. There we go.
All time.
Who is Arsenal's all-time top-scoring midfielder? Fabregas, Parla, Perez, or Ramsey?
Perez. Oh,
Hey,
Ramsey.
4 of you managed to get in there. 4 of you don't.
Oh, Mr. McMahon is close
And
to me
the
now.
last question, guys. Last question is double points. Double points is true or false. Double points. Last question, guys.
Okay,
Get on it.
here we go.
Get on it.
Let's go. Now,
Double points.
double point.
Is Sam Greenwood the most awesome
Has
person in
to
the
be
known
yes,
universe? True or false? Yes or no?
It's all about who's faster with a trigger finger.
He may not be. The answer is true.
Two of you
Okay.
answered no, you dickheads. And who won it then? Sorry about the time, guys. I thought that was good
Missed.
enough.
Yeah, you gotta do 20 seconds next time.
20
But Sam,
seconds
I
next time.
think
Hey,
you
Melvin in second. Tom
I
still
could-
managed to get third place. Look at
well
him.
done.
Yeah, I just
And
couldn't
get out
vote
of
yes on that last
jail.
question.
Well
I,
done,
just,
get out of jail. Get out of jail.
I gave up my
Order.
second place to say no on that last question.
Stan got screwed.
No, I just couldn't answer yes to that last question.
No, I can answer like 5 questions.
Oh, yes.
No, I mean, I just didn't want to answer yes to that.
Oh, you
question.
didn't want to. A big difference. Okay.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love
Okay,
that. I love that.
that was a little bit of fun, right? A little
I
bit of
had
fun.
no idea.
Dan's
that-
claiming
I had
his
no idea
second
that 10
place. He's
seconds
like
was
that
gonna
last
ruin it like
question
that. I thought 10
was
seconds
just
was
like
enough.
nah.
Because normally when we have 20 seconds, we're there waiting.
30
Well, it's a
seconds.
delay because it's coming from somebody, your machine. So it seems like you're waiting, but sometimes you don't even get the opportunity to answer for a couple of seconds.
Oh well, the next one I'll do. I'll put on 30 seconds then. So anyway, next one.
You
will
know
be
what? You know what? It was welcome because I was like trying to
Questions
watch
like
the
that.
game.
Can you put it on for 30 days?
better.
Especially
Tom
the
still,
last one.
Tom still managed to get on the podium, the bastard.
Yeah. He was complaining about it because he had to get out of his bath to watch the show.
Reedy's happy. Good. As long as Reedy's happy, I'm okay with that.
As long as Reddy is happy.
No. Yeah, sorry
Mr.
about that,
Tom,
guys. I had no idea the 10 seconds was going to be bad like that. But anyway,
Dude,
I'll learn for next time.
I do 30 seconds usually, but Tony complains about everything underneath the sun, and he thinks 20 seconds.
I understand why you have the long time now, because obviously the lag is that bad. I didn't even realize it was that bad. So,
Mr. Tom, there's a visual I didn't want to see. I actually got it about to get to the on the laptop.
Why do you have visions of that?
If somebody's explaining to you that they're getting out of the bath,
the problem that you actually envisioned it. That might be the problem. You actually thought about it hard enough to go, I can create a vision in my mind. That
okay. Mr. Tom, there will be a backstage pass offered up, so we will do that. Yeah.
There's some tough questions there, wasn't there, guys?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
So what did you do, Stan? You sort of just botched your last question, so you could say Sam was not.
Couldn't say I was the best person in the universe.
Couldn't bring myself to do it.
Went against every fabric,
every fiber of my body.
Stephen says, Stephen, all the way from Ireland. Big up, Stephen. Big up, Ireland. The normal quiz would Ray have a 5 to 10 second lag?
Sorry, guys. Next time,
all right.
like that.
It's all right. This is rigged for Ray to win. I knew this would happen. Only 2 people competing. I can never win. It's on the road. I can never win. There's always people questioning my character, my honesty. You know what I mean? Always comes into. It's not easy. All right. So, Sam, stop creating IT issues. All right, Stan.
Yeah.
How do we package up this game, this win against Aston Villa? How will we feel about it in the sands of time? Like you said, we'll forget. We'll have won 4-2. We'll have forgotten what happened really.
We didn't finish with the game because there was another goal, wasn't there?
Yep.
The corner.
The one that Gabriel Maghaleas is so upset about because Martinelli was celebrating before he even scored.
What I liked about it was at the post interview with Unai Emery when he basically said, like, I don't want my goalkeepers going up for corners.
Yes.
And he now knows this. Yeah, he was very stern about saying that because apparently he was really pissed off about, his antics in the World Cup. I read stories that Unai Emery didn't like any of that and was looking to try and move him on. So it seems like the relationship was a bit fractious because what he said yesterday, he looked very stern about, like, you can take it from me. He ain't doing that shit again. That's basically what I was reading into the way he said it. But I just wanted to highlight that because that was one of my highlights of the match was the idiosyncrasies of Emilio Martinez. I loved every minute of it. Yeah, it was karma working overtime, man. Big time.
Feel.
I didn't get up at 4:30 to watch that game, but karma did.
I feel like Emi's going to be Emi. Emi's going to do if he needs to. If he feels he needs to go forward for another corner, he's going to try and do it. I believe. You know what I mean? And he just feels like he might be bigger than Emery. You know what I mean?
And this is Musters as well. The pass from Teabag into Martinelli. I was thinking, is he going to do it? Is he going to do the right thing here? He's really open, and that pass was, right into his stride. Yeah. But if you're going to send your goalkeeper, every time a goalkeeper goes up for a corner, I always want to see that happen.
Yes,
I always want to see the ball pop out and just see someone just tear it off with an open goal.
The old empty net goal. If you watch ice hockey, you'll know what I'm talking about. Questions were difficult for part-time supporters, so they assembled. Sam, you'll be better. Be better next time. 20 seconds.
Wow, that was easy then. Okay, good luck to you.
But just to answer your original question about how would I package the game up, just what I said at the very beginning, coming back twice from behind twice is going to be a very big education, and one that this team's going to be able to build on going forward. It was a good day for them, to have a bit of a poor, rickety first half, but be able to pull it back and then come out with a very decisive win. So yeah, I think well done, and the fight is still on.
The fight is still on, exactly. Sam, what's your takeaway from this game?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it shows our mentality, how much we've improved in that area to come back like we did again and win the game at Villa Park. I think it just shows that we've come strides the last couple of seasons now, and we're no longer just the easy pushovers we used to be. And we can come back and win games even late on like that. So it's very important to have that if you're going to go for a title. You've got to be able to dig deep and win ugly. And because you remember, you're a target when you're a team at the top of the table. You're a target. Teams are going to try so hard to beat you, and they're going to kick you, and they're going to try and put you off your stride. So it's there is an extra challenge there when you're playing as the title contender or one of the contenders. So. Yeah, I was glad to get the 3 points. Villa Park has traditionally been quite a tough ground for us to go to as well. And yes, as Reedy says, City couldn't manage to beat Villa away.
Yep.
So I'm pleased with the result. I'm pleased with the overall performance, apart from as I've mentioned a couple of times before, we've got to get rid of those silly mistakes in defence, those personal errors and the silly mistakes in defence. We've got to get rid of those because it gets to a point where you can't keep coming back from 2-1 down and like that. You can't keep doing that. You've got to be able to take control of games and keep a clean sheet. And hopefully this will be the start of that now for the next few games, because the next few games are definitely winnable games.
Yep, for sure. Like Riddy said, I always look at what City would have done or what City did do in terms of how I feel about the result. And yeah, City, if we can match or better what they do in the same fixture, then we're onto something here this season. City did not beat Villa. 1-1 draw earlier in the season. It was heading for a draw for us, but we got out of it with lucky. We got out of jail, Gary. But what are your thoughts on it?
Yep. Yeah, that last goal, I guess I'll go in the last goal and how I feel about the game. that Fabio Vieira, streaking down that sideline, and then he basically put everything he could into that pass to make sure it was right in the path of Martinelli. It was just perfect.
Buddy.
He gave everything he could and made sure that ball was right there, right? Didn't waste any time, didn't really have time to think about it, which is, I think, what his problem is when he's in the middle of the pitch with the ball. Thinking too long. Just go with what the defense gives you. He saw the opening between the two defenders. He put it right there. And I did swear in that match.
What did you say?
I said the F word when he took off Trossard to put in Martinelli. I was not happy. I was like pissed. I was like, "Are you kidding? Wow. Please don't do that, Arteta."
But right? So it was an error.
Right? That might not know. Gary swearing is like the equivalent of Captain America swearing. It doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I was so upset when he did that because I'm like, Trossard hasn't played in like 2 months, and now you're pulling the guy. Why was Trossard pulled? Anybody know a good reason for that?
Well, he hadn't really affected the game too much. We're heading into.
We obviously found
minutes.
out it doesn't matter who you put on that left side. It doesn't matter. They both look the same.
I'll tell you why I pulled him, Gary.
Why?
It was just a simple reason. He just wanted some fresh legs in attack up there. Fresh legs can give you a bit of an advantage. You gave Martinelli, come on there with fresh legs, and you just wanted a bit more. I think a bit more fresh legs.
Yeah. You need some fresh legs in the middle of the pitch too, right? Like in
Trossard was totally
that center forward position probably be good too, right? So
Russ said Trossard was ineffectual. And
I thought he made some nice pass, and he did a really nice pass, like switch the play over to the right hand side, like a big looping pass.
I thought,
and it was
right on the money. Let me finish up though on the game as a whole. So, like I said, we needed to stop. When I look at the form table, it wasn't good. The last 4 matches none of them were green. Yeah. Mr. Tom never swears. I've never heard him swear. I don't know. He never swears because it doesn't sound like English, American English. So there you go. But yeah, that like I said, I enjoyed that pass because I'm like he needed it for us because we needed to see what he can give us, right? And if you're gonna get that from him, then you're gonna want it again, right? You're gonna want it again. If he's streaking down that left hand side there, and if there's an attacker coming through the middle, he'll get the ball to him. So that was good to see. So we've always wanted more. We wanted to see what he can give us. He gave us that. I want to see more of that. Like I said, we needed the 3 points. We need to see green in our last 4 matches. We got that. We need to do it again.
Yes.
We've got basically have another 7 matches where we should be able to get wins right now. We're not, we don't, and that's until the City match. So we can go on another 9-game winning streak if we need to. I think we need to. We'd like to go in with a lot of.
We have about 7 games, and then we face Liverpool.
We have 8.
Have we got a couple of Europa games in there? No, right?
No, they haven't come up on the schedule yet.
We get to Liverpool before we get to City.
No, I think they've come up now. I thought I saw.
We actually have 9. We have 8. We have 9 more games. Liverpool. Are we going to say Liverpool is a game we don't think we can win?
I don't think. I think it's fair to say we'd be happy with a draw there.
All right. I just think we can win every game. I don't. That's the mindset I want to be in, anyways.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like we can win every game. So there's no I know it's Anfield.
I'd love to win
stuff, but we're gonna have to win at Anfield. We're gonna have to be able to win at Etihad, right? Pretty much, we know we can win pretty much everywhere, but those 2 seem to be our sticking points these days. I guess
win it ever
as well, but we need to be able to go into those games a lot more confident when we have, right? If we're gonna see this thing through, we want to be able to compete for for titles going forward. So we have a lot of winnable games ahead of us. So if we get most of the wins, we have if we fall and we get a draw, we'll take it. But we need to be able to get those 3 points in general. But yeah, I like the fact that we got the win. That's all I wanted, anyways. As we guys have said, the team responds at adversity multiple times. We saw the same thing in the Liverpool match, right? They were able to get goals, and we were able to respond each time. We did it this time. It took a little bit longer, but we were able to respond, and that shows. Hopefully, the team realizes, look, we can come back. So you got to play all the way through to the whistle. But hopefully, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We're a good enough team that we can control a game and go into the last 30 minutes with a big lead, right?
I think to come back and believe, the team must have believed that they did a lot of good things against City, and they have to believe when they watch the tape and watch the game back that they were probably hard done by against City on the weekend or during the week, and to come in and win this game and dig deep to do that was really big as well. Istanbul has said United are in a position to pounce if Arsenal and City keep dropping points. They're going about their business very quietly. I also believe, though, Istanbul, that they're involved in the Europa League. They're playing their legs. They're involved in the FA Cup, and they're going to be in a cup final. So I just feel like you get to a point in the season where you start to feel out what your priorities are going to be. For City, Man City, the priority will be the Champions League, and they're going to try and win the Premier League. For us, we're really trying to win this Premier League. The Europa League will come. And for United, I think they're involved in an FA Cup and a cup final. And I think it just may be too much of a distraction for them. They'll have too many games for that squad. I don't know what all 3 of you believe about Man United. What do you think?
In terms of what? A title challenger?
Yeah, a title challenge.
I think they're going to sneak up and they're going to get very close to City, if not match City on points. Not too long off because they are, they're keeping up their win streak, while City are dropping points. I think they will be a lot closer than people think at the end of the season. But I don't know. It's going to depend on what we do. It really does. It really depends on what we do. If we start to falter and mess around and drop points again, let them take over, then United are going to be a lot closer than we think. That's the problem. We could slip potentially slip into third. But I don't want to think like that. I really don't. I want to think positive.
No, and that's why a win is so much better against Villa. It keeps our mind.
We've seen
our mind focused on first place, Gary.
You've seen what happens when City has to try to, match us in wins or to take advantage of our losses. They haven't been able to do it now. This is 2 times in a row now they've had an opportunity, or not 2 times, but this is the second time in like the last 3 games where they've had an opportunity to gain on us and they haven't done it. Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, in reality, they could be, 3 points ahead of us kind of right at this point. Right.
Yeah.
But they haven't been able to do that. So, yeah, as far as for me, I don't really care what City or anybody else does because basically it's in our hands. Right. It's in our hands right now. We know we have this game in hand. By the time we play City, we would have already played that game. Right. We could be 5 points up on them at that point if we continue to play the way we've been doing. And I don't think the European games have come up yet. Do we know when that will be? Is that in April? Or is that
I think early March.
That's in March. So
March,
I think that would be during some of those games, right? So
we won't know until Thursday until those second legs get played.
Yeah.
So in March right now, right? We have Everton,
Friday morning, probably.
Bournemouth, Fulham, and Crystal Palace. Those are our March games. We should be able to rotate in those games. We actually have to, right?
Right.
Because I feel like we're going to try to win both, right? The goal is to win both.
Yes.
Right? At this point, there's no reason to play in Europa League if we're not going to try to win it.
We need to concentrate on both competitions, I believe. Listen, here's the thing. City had played one more game than us since the World Cup. From 10 games, we've got 20 points. From 9 games, we've got 17. So we're keeping pace. We're keeping pace with each other. We want to separate. Yes. Any other thoughts on Man United from Stan? Did you get your say?
Not really on Man United. I think you summed that up quite well. But the fixtures out of the ones that you just mentioned, the one that I'm looking forward to is Everton because I want to see if this team has learned anything, if the manager has learned anything about the last game that we played against Sean Dyche, and to see if he's come up with an answer for that. So I'm looking forward to the Everton one.
All right, we'll do Tony Don Juan man of the match. Hope Tony's okay. He didn't pick up the link.
I think also it's crazy, not crazy, but if the people have been saying that if De Gea isn't playing well, they're in trouble. But also if Rashford's not playing well, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
They are a little bit like
for us, we don't have Jesus or Partey playing. So and we're still where we are. So we are overachieving, which is what we want to see in that respect. So it's like I said, it's all in our hands. And the sooner we get these players healthy, right? Emile Smith-Rowe was on the bench with Reece Nelson, so hopefully they get to be part of this rotation. And if Reece can repeat what he did the last time we saw him, that would be really nice, especially in those games. That will give some players rest if he does something like that. And Emile Smith-Rowe, we know he can do that, right? So hopefully he's back to some normalcy in terms of his performances and his form. And
I'd like to get into a position where we can feel comfortable about bringing cover on for Bukayo Saka, so he doesn't have to go through this punishment week in, week out, and also maybe the referees showing some balls and handing out some yellow cards.
I don't expect that to happen. So I mean,
I can hear
I hear you saying
I can hear Tony echoing about the thousands of minutes that Saka's played this season.
Yes. Tony, he gets into your pores. His Tonyisms get into you.
Yeah.
Steven said FV21, otherwise known as Fabio Vieira or Teabag, has delivered 2 great moments in his limited time.
TB21.
His cracking goal and that pass on the 4th goal. He also did score a great goal in the Europa League as well. I think players need to adapt as well. Yes, he needs to play more minutes as well. Rafinha scoring and getting an assist against Man United was good. I think Man United are probably going to tear them apart on Thursday. They'll lose next weekend against Liverpool. I think that's 2 weeks from now, really. They have a cup final against a third-choice goalkeeper at Newcastle. So probably advantage Man United for that Carabao Cup. We don't probably want that, but that's what's going to happen.
You said they're on their third goalkeeper, right?
Yep. Dubravka is cup tied, and Pope handled the ball outside the box, so he's not going to make the cup final, unfortunately.
That's kind of disappointing for Newcastle.
You never know. You never know. A third choice goalkeeper could come and make a name for himself in the cup final.
Well, they just need everybody else to play out of their skin, right? There's a trophy on the line.
Yeah.
Why not, right? Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Misfit, exactly, but they could sneak up, so we need to concentrate on us doing what we should. Okay, a man in the match candidates. Gary, you want to start off?
Yeah, like for me, I think Saka definitely had it probably in the bag. I think if he was healthy, because I kind of, like I said, I think he kind of fell off because he just couldn't give it anymore. But I definitely believe that Jorginho did a good job for us in the middle there. So he got it the last time, and I'm tempted to give it to him again. I can't think of anybody else.
No, they're two good candidates.
That did. So I'm going to go with Jorginho again, back to back for me, anyways. Man of the matches.
Odegaard is a candidate for keeping going. Jorginho definitely, but I'm going to give it to Bukayo Saka. We wouldn't have a foothold in this game only for his skill with that goal in the first half. We'd be 2-0 down. Don't know if we'd come back and win 2-0 down. And just to continue to play through the pain and take the responsibility on his shoulders, I'm going to give it to Bukayo Saka. And Tony doesn't get a vote this weekend. Stan?
Yeah, some good candidates there, Jorginho and Odegaard. Perhaps Odegaard would have maybe inched closer had he put that one in the back of the net. But as I said earlier, I mean, Saka, man, the real deal. So I'm I'll go with Saka for that one. Brilliant goal.
Okay. 2 votes for Saka, 1 for Jorginho. Jorginho, great goal. Sam, what do you say?
Yeah, it's a close one between, I think, Jorginho and Saka. Both had very good games, very influential games in each their own way. But I'm going to actually change my mind because earlier I was thinking Jorginho.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take into consideration the way Saka, played, through that injury and came back after that injury, and how much mental strength you can see that young boy has, and how much influence he was, even towards the end of the game. I just have to say overall, I think I was more impressed by Saka, and we'll have to change my mind and give it to Saka.
Yeah, I saw something earlier in the week from Thierry Henry saying, in order to be a great player, you have to have a little bit of a mean streak about you. And him getting up and pushing Coutinho in the first half, standing up for himself.
Yeah.
I hope he can have a little bit more durability, a little bit more about his game, but also that the referees can. We're not asking for extra protection. We're just asking for consideration of the amount of fouls and the level of fouls that are hitting up on him. So with that being said, we'll get out of here unless anyone has any final thoughts on it, on the show, on the weekend, on the Premier League, on the Champions League, anything. With that, you can hold your
3 points against Leicester City, right?
Let's keep the ball rolling.
3 points against Leicester City. We'll preview that on the Thursday night forum. Thanks for joining, everyone. There is a backstage pass for anyone who wants to come in and chat with the 4 of us. Okay? Take care, everyone. We're out of here. Come on, you good.